This is the remnants of structure 2. What once was so built up is all gone. A lot of the tree pieces have been moved and looks like mostly sawed up. The trees have been dismembered, taken apart. If you see here, there's a big pile of sticks and tree pieces and everything, and I think this is due to the park people, the maintenance of the park, and I don't know if I haven't been here in so long. I don't know how this progressed, but I mean, obviously they're still building even after things get taken down, and you can see how much work was done for the carving out of the floor. There's rocks and everything, but it's all gone. But also still remains. And the same is true for structure 1. Which is over here. You can see that a lot of the root system has been cut off. And I'm saying that's most likely the park. But you still have all of this building and fresh material that's been laid down across the remnants. And then again, here's this big pile where there's a lot of things that are obviously sawed. And it's in that big pile. I'm assuming it's the park maintenance people who are doing something with just the maintenance, but also very specifically the structures. Structure 4 complex still remains and is nicely built. We have some action on the inside as well. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. There's also building on the outside here. The log section has been moved over there. Something just dropped out of the tree. Look at that. Look at this. So beautiful. Things keep dropping out of the trees. All of that brush in the back has been removed. All of that's gone. But these big pieces have been put in here. Grass. some inside structure for. And, you know, they knew I was coming. They've left all of these little berry things and this fresh plant material. And other hearts. There's this other grouping right there inside that little hole. Over here in this area is the hole where I put the marbles in, and they've really just decorated it so beautifully. I mean, that looks like an A with that string. And then there's an X with the ferns. And you know, there is much that I'm healing these days, and a lot of self-reflection. I think that can be said for a lot of people, right? These are the times to do so. And, you know, they know. They know. This is how I know they know. And I know that these are signs of respect and love and encouragement for growth and goodness. And, you know, even though, like, I first came here and my first observations were of the destruction and of the taking down of those sacred root balls, and yet still there was building by the Sasquatch on them. There was beautification of them, even in those states of destruction, right? Like, there's a lesson in that. There's some good wisdom in that. And then to come down the line to this area and see that it hasn't been touched by the destruction, and that it's been built up in some really beautiful ways, and that also there are fresh reminders from the Sasquatch people of Mount Tabor who are saying, we are here with you. And I'm very grateful for that. We're all in this together, you know? We're all in this together, and love is it's the force behind everything, and that's God. And so much to contemplate, so much to think about. And all of this is a really good reminder of keeping that focus and keeping that balance and keeping that steadfastness in the direction of love. I just counted this pile of leaves up here that are brand new, and there's 9. The IX is 9. 9 is a symbol of cycles and completion and renewal. You handsome. for visiting. Looks as if the that underground pipe has been removed. I don't see it anywhere sticking out of the ground, and it would have been somewhere around here, coming out of the ground and looping up and over. You can see how much of this has been taken down. I mean, it also looks like a lot of this was ripped. So maybe the Sasquatch did it. Huh. Because, yeah, that's all ripped. It's not sod. Holy smokes. All ripped. Wow. Unless that is ripping from the ground, but it really isn't, because there were so much bigger pieces of it last time. It was much broader. So, well, that's an interesting development. And again, that pipe, there's no indication of it. Amazing. All along the entrance side of the log, we've got pieces of bark piled up, with also some of the remnants left of the last time I was here of this bark dust. It's like so fine. Also, get yourself Yes I Am by Danny Katz. It's good for you in your life. It's like vitamin C. and take it to a park. Look at that. 1, 2. Scratches. Grass pieces. And ripped apart. Root systems. Hi, I'm here with Gina.
Hi. Woohoo!
Gina's in town, so I
You
said,
guys
"Hey."
just slid down the hill.
Yeah.
Slid down
She's
in a muddy buddy.
she's properly covered in Portland mud.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
Check it out.
good.
Sweet.
We're here on a really rainy day, and we've come to the area of where structure 1, structure 2, structure 3, structure 4 complex are, and it's all destroyed. It's all gone. All of the root balls have been pushed back into the ground, and all of the material is gone. So there's also a bunch of marks, tire marks from equipment. So I'm going to say that this was done by maintenance to either clean up this area, or maybe they know what's going on and they're trying to stop it. They can't though, because look, building still continues. Building still continues. They're still here. It doesn't mean that they left or that they're going to stop what they're doing. But man, does it break my heart to not see the structures anymore. But I'm going to show Gina what's here. Well, so here we are where structure 1 was. This is where the log was and where the root ball was, and it's all gone. You can see that these tire tracks are on the ground. All back there is where structure 2 was, and structure 3. The root balls have been placed back upwards to where they're touching the ground now, and everything has been removed and everything has been backfilled, and that's where we're at. And it's very strange to be here with all of this gone, especially when I brought you here to see it.
But you know, endings and beginnings and endings.
Yeah.
Like they can try to make this place look as, you know, human pretty as they want, but
The Sasquatch are still here.
yeah, and we just saw that. We just saw down there they're building some new stuff, and it's amazing because I get to come here and feel the beautiful energies, and then also I can look at my pictures from my neighborhood and I'm like, holy crap, that looks exactly the same. Like, it's so cool. And
Yeah.
to me, Ashley is incredible. What a great experience
Yay!
so far. Yay!
We just got started, and even though all of this is gone, we did get to see some stuff, and we are going to go over to the altar area on the cinder cone, see if that's still there. I don't know. I'm sure it will be, but lots of changes, and it's okay. I think that's the message, because they didn't go anywhere, right? Like, they're still here, they're still holding it down, they're still beautifying this place in the way that they do.
Exactly.
And it, you know, makes me sad that all of this is gone, but it's okay, right? Everything is in a flowing state of change all the time, and that's the lesson in this. Did you hear that nut?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, there
That
was
was loud. It was all...
Yeah.
It was like a boom.
Yeah.
Totally. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. I'm with a new friend here. You want to be on camera?
Sure.
Okay. So say hi. What's up? This is Whitney. Whitney wanted to come and see things at Tabor too, and so Gina has gone along and taken off to do the rest of the things that she needs to do today. We were up in this area earlier. This was not here. So now casually we're walking through again to go see the cinder cone, and this is right here in our path. And it was not here earlier. And this is beautiful, and I say thank you. what's up? So, what an interesting trip to Mount Tabor this one was. Obviously, there was some deconstruction that I found last week, and also probably evidence that the park was going to clean up all of these areas of the Sasquatch structures. And we got there today and they're gone. You know, they removed the logs, they removed the root balls, they backfilled in the holes of the root balls. Everything is destroyed, and yet still we found construction still going on. And this amazingness was in an area that I had walked with Gina, and then, you know, like a little bit later I walked with Whitney, and then it was sitting right there in the path. And what was it that I found on the very first trip to Mount Tabor with Renee? But we found a weave. We found a basket weave just like that. And here we are, kind of like at the culmination and potentially the ending of this Mount Tabor Sasquatch root ball structure situation. But it's the closing, but it's also the opening, right? Like, because there is never like the ending of anything. It's always the ending into the new beginning. And I felt that like in some big ways, and it's definitely like a reflection of personal, and then external, internal, external, you know, these reminders of things ending, things beginning, new chapters, and the continuation of connection. And we can do that. We can do that in beautiful ways. So, you know, even though like Gina came from the UP, which is pretty far away, you know, up in Michigan, I think, right? Like the Upper Peninsula, that's where she lives. And I was so excited that she was going to be in town and I could show her the structures. And there was no structures to be seen except, well, I mean, there was some building, but like those root ball structures were gone. But we did, you know, we found some really cool rocks. We found some really cool structures beyond the root balls. We had a fantastic time. And then Whitney got to come in and also see some things. Whitney and I, the first structure I ever found, I found with her in the Gifford Pinchot forest. We were driving, we went to there's a place called the Natural Bridges, and we went there for a nature hike, and it was beautiful and wonderful. And I was telling her, and this was like 2015, and it was about 2015 that we did this, and we were driving, and I was telling her about structures and X's and how they make these X's. And then we went around a bend, and literally there was this structure there of this massive X made out of two huge trees. And so I was like, yeah, it's kind of like that. That's what they do. So, you know, amazing that we got to be there today and see just kind of like the state of affairs, and it was pretty awesome. So thanks for joining me on this super rad, super cool, super educating adventure. Be the love you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the goodness you want to see in the world. You do that. You get to do that. We all get to do that. So continue. Shine your light. It's so needed within the construction and deconstruction and construction and new chapters and new evolutions. We get to hold it down like that in this place, in this amazing realm that we found ourselves in. We're the ones making it. So make it beautiful by being beautiful. Those are the messages that I just constantly get, and I will always share. I love you. Love yourself. Love yourself as much as God loves you, as much as the holy ones love you, as much as the grandmothers and ancestors love you. You love you. It's the biggest power. I'll see you soon.